Mindful body scan. To start, try and find as comfortable position as possible today. That's still going to keep you alert and awake during this exercise. And if you're willing to, either closing your eyes or otherwise maybe focusing gently on a spot in front of you. And for the first few moments of this exercise, taking some time to settle into our positions, allowing ourselves to notice our bodies being held in our position. Noticing points of contact with the chair and the floor, or whatever else you might be lying on. And perhaps you can even notice where your clothes come into contact with your skin. Noticing where these points of contact begin and where they end, without needing to change anything, but just becoming aware of them. Now placing our attention onto our breath and focusing on each breath as it happens in the present moment. Try to notice the feeling of your breath as your lungs empty and refill automatically. Following each in-breath and each out-breath as it happens. Seeing if you can notice the very point that it turns from one to the other. And now bringing our awareness to the sensations in our bodies without trying to change them. We're going to spend some time noticing sensations around our body. And while we're doing this, try to remember that the intention is just to become aware of our experience, not to try and change that experience. I invite you to move your attention to your stomach and the feelings that you have there. Noticing how it moves as your breath enters and leaves your body. Observing the sensations you experience as your stomach rises with each in-breath and falls with each out-breath, following the movement of the stomach moment by moment. And now, on an out-breath, start to bring your attention to your feet, focusing on your toes and exploring the sensations you have there. Noticing any contact between your toes, or the feeling of them in touch with the floor, or your socks or shoes. Noticing how warm or cold they feel. Maybe any tingling that might be there, or maybe there are no sensations at all. Either way is fine. Whatever you're noticing is okay. We're just trying to be with our body as it is now, without trying to change it. Bringing your attention up to your foot and ankle and heel, and noticing any sensations that might be there. Any warmth or coolness or pressure. And you might find while you're doing this that your mind tries to take your attention away from the body. You might become distracted by thoughts or sensations in other parts of your body. When this happens, simply notice what your mind is saying, or notice whatever it was that distracted you, and then gently bring your attention back to the area of the body that we're focusing on. Now bring your attention onto the lower leg and knee, and exploring how this part of the body feels, noting any sensations that are there. And again, perhaps there might be no sensations, but just notice what's happening right now in the present moment. You might notice that when you observe a sensation, the mind wants to label it. They might want to label it as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, liked or disliked. But these labels or judgments are just thoughts, and they're just distractions that the mind is giving us. So whenever this happens, we can choose to bring our attention and awareness back to the physical sensation in the present moment. Now moving to your upper leg and to your hips, focusing on how this area feels. And if we find a sensation, trying to observe it as if it's the first time we've ever observed something like this. With a beginner's mind, curious to observe the sensation as it is. Where does it start? Where does it finish? Does it stay the same or does it change? Just trying to notice the sensation moment by moment without needing to change it. When you're ready, on an in-breath, imagine your breath coming into your body and moving all the way down through your lungs, through your stomach, and down into your legs until it reaches your toes. And as you breathe out, imagine the breath leaving your body, coming back up from the toes, up your legs, through your stomach and lungs, and out of your mouth or nose. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just try it out and notice how it feels, and seeing what happens. You might notice thoughts about this exercise or sensations in the body that may be uncomfortable or comfortable, and you may have judgments about what's happening. Whenever this happens, just try to notice what your mind is telling you and then gently bring your attention back to the exercise. And when you're ready, on an out breath, start to bring your attention to your arms, starting with your hand, focusing on your fingers and exploring the sensations you have there. Maybe noticing the contact between your fingers or the feeling of them in touch with the chair or your body. Noticing how warm or cold they feel. Perhaps there's tingling, or perhaps there's no feeling at all. Again, whatever you notice is fine. We're just trying to be with the body as it is now, without needing to change anything. And now bringing your awareness and your attention to your hands and wrists, noticing the sensations there. Any warmth or coolness or pressure. And again, if any thoughts or feelings pop up or any sensations distract us, just gently notice whatever it was that took our attention away and then bring our attention back to exploring the feeling in our body right now. And now bring your attention to our lower arms and elbows and exploring how this part of the body feels and noting any sensations that might be there. And moving to our upper arm and shoulder and focusing on this area. And noticing what's happening in this moment and what you can observe. Is there a sensation present, or is there no feeling at all? And when you're ready, on an in-breath, imagining your breath coming into your body and moving all the way down through your lungs, through your stomach, and down into your arm until it reaches your fingers. And as you breathe out, imagine the breath leaving your body, coming back up from your fingers, up your arm, through your stomach and lungs, and out of your nose or mouth. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Just trying it out and noticing how it feels. Now turning our awareness back to our abdomen and stomach, the place where we feel our gut feelings, and noting any sensations or lack of sensations that are here. Perhaps being aware of the breath in this part of the body. And moving our attention to our back, noting any sensations that are here, or perhaps noticing the contact with our backs and the chair, or noting our posture. And again, if any thoughts come into our head, or we get distracted by a sensation in another part of the body, just noticing when this happens, and then gently bring your attention back to observing this part of the body. Bringing our awareness now to our shoulders and our necks, and noting how they feel. Noticing if there's any tension or if they're feeling relaxed. Notice any sensations that might be present in these areas, or possibly a lack of sensation. Again, either is fine. Now moving our awareness onto our head, noticing any sensations that are present. Perhaps noticing the weight of our head, the feeling as it rests on our neck and shoulders. Noticing our eyes, nose, cheeks, mouth, chin, and ears. Finally, let's bring our awareness to our body as a whole, noticing whatever is present, sweeping the body with your awareness from top to bottom, experiencing the body from the inside out, with your breath flowing in and out of the body freely. Sitting here for a few moments in open awareness of your body in this present moment. And now bring your attention back to our breath, following each breath in and each breath out, and noticing where we're experiencing the breath within our bodies. And also becoming aware of our bodies and our positioning, noticing again points of contact with the chair or with the floor. And in these final few moments, just sitting in open awareness, being aware of our bodies, our breath, and the sounds around us, being aware of the present moment. And taking a few more breaths before opening our eyes and ending the exercise.